I have got a leaning fence post, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to fix that. Now I know some of y'all are saying, well, if you'd have put in an H brace, in other words a post here and a post here and then braced it in between, I wouldn't have that problem, and you're correct. Almost all of my fence posts on my place, and I have many, and by that I mean my pull posts, corner posts and pull posts, or pipe or metal. A few years ago I decided it was just going to be cheaper or easier or something, and I think I've got 4 wooden posts. It's just easier to screw. When you're putting in a gate, the gates come with a lag bolt type hinge pin that screws in. When you have pipe, you have to weld it, and I don't know, I was trying to get out quick. I normally put in pipe with lots of concrete in it. My understanding is you're not supposed to put concrete around wood anymore. Everybody says it helps it to rot quicker when it's got concrete around the wood. So I didn't put concrete down in this hole. I put a little keyway thing in it here, hoping that would keep it from going back this way, and it didn't. As you can see, my main concern is I've got a latch here, and it won't. It's supposed to fit in that slot right there, and it's not doing it. So I need to get the fence post back this way, then I can take my spacer off. And the only reason the spacer was put in there because at first it worked, and then it moved a little bit, and then it moved a little bit more. So we got to stop it from coming this way. So what I have done is this. I dug a hole with my post hole digger on my tractor, and about 3 feet away from the post that I want to straighten up, I put, it's about 3 feet deep. I put about all the concrete, saccrete I could get in there, which was about 1.5 bags, a little more than 1.5 bags, almost 2 bags. And before I put the post in there, I welded that little piece of angle iron to it, and I'm going to use that as a brace and just put a cross brace up in here. Now I know some of y'all are saying, well, look at the fence, it's kind of chewed up, isn't it? Well, I had an issue. Trying to dig a post hole on a fence line is not fun. So I didn't have any help. I was gonna wait for some help, and I just couldn't stand it. I had to do it myself. Got a T-post, stuck it in the ground here, and tried to pull this fence back with the T-post far enough away like that to where I could dig the hole, and it worked real good until it didn't, and then it kind of got back into the auger, and I had to stop it and raise it. And so anyway, but that can all be fixed. I'll come in here, and all the little places where it's bent, I'll come in there with a pair of pliers and knock all the stays back in line where they're supposed to be, and it'll look all right. You probably never know it. So here's the brace that I made for my fence. As you can see, it's angled on one end. What it will do is sit in here like so. I measured that angle, got about a 30-degree angle. Angle the bottom so it fit in that angle iron. The top, I just used an old shovel. That's what I call a shovel, from a T-post. I'll put a couple of, it will go in the post like that, and then I'll put a couple of bolts in it, lag bolts in it, hold that in there. So first I have to push the T-post to where it is straight. Right now, it's crooked. So I've got the post pushed forward. I want to put this end in my groove like that, and put the other end like that. Okay, so we'll take the tractor off of it, let it It's probably going to spring back a little bit, but that's okay. I kind of moved it too far this way. So I'm planning a little bit on the spring back. We'll see what it looks like. Well, it looked like to me it sprang back exactly what I wanted it to. I just put a level on it. So here it is, working like it's supposed to work. All right, that looks good. Had this several years now, hadn't really been able to use it much. Always just had to tie a chain around it because my latch wouldn't work, but it's working now, dadgone it. So that's how to straighten it out. As far as I can tell, there was absolutely no movement in this. I see no cracks in the concrete. Poured it not quite 3 days ago, 2.5 days ago, and I don't see any reason to bolt that in. You know, I think just the tension of this trying to pull back was going to hold it in there. I don't think anything's going to push it out of that piece of angle iron. And that I've got one screw in and one lag bolt, and it might be enough. Anyway, I like it. I got a gate latch. It works now. What you talking about? Gotta have two hands, kind of. One hand, a foot. That's the way it's supposed to go. Need to lube it. This one's sticking a little bit. Put a little butter on it, a little grease. It'll work like a charm. So I can throw away the chain now. You know I don't throw away chains. I can take the chain off of it now because I got a latch. All right, that's how to straighten up. Working for me. Straighten up a pull post that's leaning. That works. I believe that's called a dead man. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. To put something off like that holds. Dead man usually keeps it from going the other way, I think, but that may still be called a dead man. Somebody correct me in the comments. And in the description below, I'll have a link to these. I'll have a link to my RYOBI cordless tools, which I absolutely could not live without. Anyway, look below for that. But for right now, we can latch a gate, and we're gone.